most of the time I'm actually a good guy, but this is one of the few promotions that I'm actually a bad guy. And I like it either way because we've got the ability to lead everybody in the crowd by the hand and take them anywhere we want them to go. I was being a bad guy at the time, so I figured what scares people. So I figured go with Nightmare, and everybody's got him, and a lot of people are afraid of him, so it fit the character at the time.
It's interesting enough, wrestling is improv. It's an art form. It's guys working together. It is not scripted, I don't think, in the way most people think it is. The partnership and the work in the ring, it's not done to script. These guys haven't done it 20 times together. They're creating it as they go. They're improvising. It's entertainment. They're telling a story.
Everybody thinks that we don't feel the pain. It's simply not true, because I wake up, I do the check on what works. Does my wristband, does my neck turn, It's really, we do it because we love it, because it's the only thing we really wanted to do. We wanted to entertain people. We didn't really care about the consequences.
Everything hurts. I always say there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. And I think all the wrestlers, nobody wants to be injured. Every wrestler is fine being hurt because everything you do hurts.
We've all had our share of injuries. Some worse than others. Like I myself had my hamstring torn off the bone, 17 concussions, broke both my hands, broken ribs, had teeth knocked out, broken feet, broken hands.
There's a little bit of padding in the ring, I'm not going to lie about it, but it's not the trampoline that everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, there's no springs under the ring.
And I wrestle as Mr. Everything, Johnny Ledoux. That name was picked, the promoters gave me the Mr. Everything, but as far as the name, the Johnny Ledoux is so conducive to being called Ledouche. So, which hopefully the fans chant. So that's kind of just a little tool. Now I've been, the ball I was given, so to speak, in FCW is that of a bad guy, and I'm really enjoying it.
But it's just amazing to see, these kids and these full-grown adults just booing you and screaming at the top of their lungs how much they hate you. I don't know why, but that's a great feeling because you've created a story that they're really buying into and they're really enjoying. They still love just sort of checking their disbelief at the door and just fully involving themselves in this struggle that's going to take place in front of their eyes. These guys are right there. You can shout back at them. You just can't, you can't shout back at the bad guy in a movie. You don't have him look at you and hey, shut up. You have to realize that there are some people who believe everything is real.
And that's who you're talking to ultimately.
Yeah, and you sort of want to pretend everybody's that way.
More often than not, if you're a really bad guy, you'd go out in your car's tires would be slashed. If you talk to any old timer, they've all been attacked.
1991 with the Gulf War, Vince McMahon rewrote Sergeant Slaughter. He played an Iraqi sympathizer during the Gulf War. He had bomb threats made on his house. Him and his family, his wife, had to move out of their house, live in a trailer with 2 armed guards around it for weeks. We're not in it to hurt people. We're actually helping each other out. We're putting on the illusion of hurting our opponent and defeating them, but winning or losing means absolutely nothing. If I'm wrestling against Mike or something like that, we'll go out there, we'll do 12, 15 minutes, we'll come back, we'll have a beer together, we'll be hugging over it.
Right now, there's more theatrics. Back then, they told the story better.
It's like if someone gets hit with a shovel, it meant something back 50 years ago because that was like, oh my gosh, you got hit by a shovel. But when every match people are bleeding and going through tables and stuff, it loses the impact to a blood-hungry crowd.
And if you watch it nowadays, unfortunately, it's a lot of sex and a lot of over-the-top violence, but it doesn't make any sense of why they're fighting. And I want to take that away. We want to bring it back to the old school's way when it took a year before 2 guys actually went into the ring and battled, and everybody just, their appetite was so hungry for it. Forgotten storylines, the idea of bigger-than-life characters and making the kids want to believe and get excited about it.
Angelo Falcon, he cost me a chance to be the FCW champion. After tonight, that's all going to be over. Before, it was just business. Now, I'm going to make sure that I tear him. Every time I see him, I'm going to make him suffer just a little bit more. I taught the Weeping Willow how to cry. I'm going to teach him how to everything he needs to know about suffering and pain.
And now in normal life, how was it?
Oh, it was a very good match. No mistakes. The crowd was very up. The run-in was a little late, but we covered for it. Everything else was very good.